Hello, everyone. Welcome to the closing session of SBMF 2020. First of all, I am sorry because I have some connection. I'm having some connection problems, and I was unable to attend to the last technical session. But I would like to thank you all for participating in this great event. It's sadly that due to COVID-19, we are unable to receive you all here in Ouro Preto. It would be a pleasure to have you all here. Maybe in some other opportunity, we can join here together and taste some good local food because it's really nice. Finally, I would like to thank Gustavo, Thiago, and Volker for the excellent work, and also the volunteers that helped me to make this conference run as smoothly as possible. Also, I would like to thank the administrative staff of the Brazilian Computer Society that helped me a lot during the bureaucratic things of this conference. And last but not least, I would like to thank all the attendees, the authors that submitted so good work to this conference. Thank you all for making SBMF 2020 a so good conference. Please, Thiago and Volker.
Okay, I think I'm going to share my screen, right? Just a second. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
At least I can see.
Okay, so welcome to the closing session of ETMF and SBMF 2020. And I would like to start talking about the awards. So as we have announced, we are going to give some awards kindly sponsored by Springer. These awards will be hard copies of the following books. So the first one is a concise guide to formal methods, theory, fundamentals, and industry applications by Gerard Oregon. The second book is Designing Reliable Distributed Systems, a formal methods approach based on executable modeling in Mode by Peter Olvensky. The third book is Formal Methods, an Appetizer by Flaming Nielsen and Han Nielsen. The fourth book is Logical Foundations of Cyber-Physical Systems by André Platzer. And Software Languages, Syntax, Semantics, and Metaprogramming by Ralph Lemel. So before this closing session, we have randomly assigned each book to the awards that we're going to give. So we're going to have 5 awards. One for the best SBMF paper, the best SBMF reviewer, the best SBMF technical presentation, the best ETMF presentation, and the most engaged attendee. And the books that the winner of each category will get for free is the one showed in this slide. So now, I would like to start with the first category and place Volker.
Yes, thank you, Gustavo. So we have the best SBMF paper award coming up. We have, as organizers, based the selection criteria on the reviewing scores that we received from the reviewers in EasyChair and the reviews, plus any adjustments that have been made to the scores during the discussion of your papers. Now, we had a number of very nice presentations today, but there can only be one best paper. So I had a little doubt if we should do it in this way, but we are now going to list the unfortunate runner-ups. So Gustavo, if you would reveal the second runner-up, the third place, which closely made the cut. Modeling Big Data Programs by João de Sousa Neto and his co-authors. Very good reviews, very nice comments. So thank you again for submitting to SBMF. We will now go a little bit closer with another contribution. No one should say that this is in any way politically motivated. So we have here an international submission, if I remember correctly, from the University of Portugal. We have in Portugal, we have seen the presentation by Chong Liu just a little bit earlier. So second place, merging cloned alloy models with colorful refactorings. Also a very high average on the reviews. So these were basically the papers that were never in doubt in the PC discussion, right? So these were very safe bets. Everybody was quite pleased with those. Yeah, and with that, we come to the highlight of the SBMF paper award. Please wait a second, Gustavo. Again, certainly no political influence here, or at least we have again an international submission. It is the result of cooperation between Brazil and another institution. And I know from experience that many regular participants in SBMF have a penchant for category theory. So you will all be pleased to find out that the first place and the SBMF paper award goes to calculational proofs in relational graphical linear algebra by João Peixão from Universidade Federal do Rio de Janeiro and Paweł Sowinski from Tallinn. Yes, so congratulations. I hope they are still here. Yes, I see João in the participant list. So very nice submission. The reviewers pleased, and I always like if a paper makes a nice connection between diagrammatical formal mechanisms and a strong theory behind it. Probably we should make some advertisement because the authors are also running a category theory or graphical linear algebra blog that they have advertised in the Slack channel. So very nice submission, congratulations. And Gustavo will let us all know in the end how the books will exchange hands. And I think we have also planned a certificate that we will find a way to get to. Okay, we have another prize coming up, the one for the best SBMF reviewer. And maybe I should probably look up who gets which book. I have to go back to Gustavo's slide. Yes. So the best SBMF paper just now, Designing Reliable Distributed Systems. This is a very good book from a colleague at the University of Oslo, the Maud book. The upcoming award for the best SBMF reviewer, Logical Foundations of Cyber-Physical Systems. This book, yeah, we had some difficulties choosing the right person for this because from the PC members and the sub reviewers, well, if you divide the number of submissions to SBMF through the number of PC members, then you get a relatively even distribution. So the number of reviews has some effect on the overall metrics. How many reviews could that PC member or sub reviewer handle, but the variation there, it was quite even over all participants. We've also looked at the reviews. I'm sure you've all received reviews from reviewer number 2. Did not like, will not read. Again, high confidence 2-line reviews that reject your paper. Fortunately, we did not have to deal with those. We have plenty of very detailed reviews of highly competent PC members. So we also took the content of the actual review into account. And very important for Gustavo and me as PC co-chairs is, of course, the punctuality of reviews. I'm sure you've all had to sweat blood, sweat, and tears waiting for that conference or journal notification, right? Or conferences usually, right? And especially in those times, we all set ourselves deadlines and we slip a little bit. I think, Gustavo, we are also a little bit guilty with SBMF, but if you're a regular submitter to SBMF, you know that you probably planned this in any way. So we do not feel too guilty about this. The final factor in deciding who gets the best SBMF reviewer reward was participation in the discussion. I have to say, I have been on several PCs in other conferences, and there's a huge range of how reviewers afterwards interact with dealing with opposing reviews, for example, doing discussions, and also sometimes, just like also in SBMF, if there's a shepherding process for papers required, where we say, oh, we really want to see this contribution, but it needs to be polished, and we would like to assist in some way. So it's very important that if you are in a PC, that you also take those tasks very seriously, following up on your review and double checking your opinion against the other opinions. So to encourage this a little bit, we have the Best SBMF Reviewer Award, and this goes to a person that has strong ties to the Brazilian computer science community, we can say. They have provided multiple reviews in this conference. I know that they have also been very busy in providing reviews to other conferences. I will make a bit of advertisement for the ICTEC conference next week, which is free. So our token of appreciation for a really nice reviewer to work with, high quality results, goes to Anna Cavalcanti from the University of York. Probably not here unless Gustavo warned her. Yes, so let's give her a hand. It is really not, it should not be underappreciated how important you as reviewers or you as future reviewers in conferences will be. I see Thiago nodding his head. Gustavo and I, we are really just organizing, channeling things, but the reviewers are the ones which ensure the high quality. Even though SBMF has the Brazilian in the name, it's a strong international event, and this is because of people like Anna. Congratulations.
Okay, so now we move on to the best SBMF technical presentation. The winner was selected by the number of votes, so the highest number of votes, based on the form that we share with you. Since in ETMF we had a presentation by a member of the organization team, this presentation, although in the form, was not considered for the award. And if we had ties, they should be broken randomly. But well, the ETMF comment doesn't apply here because I'm talking first about the best SBMF technical presentation. In this category, we had no ties, so it was quite clear for the audience what was the best SBMF technical presentation. And it's a pleasure to say that a person is going to get 2 books. So the best technical presentation of SBMF also goes to the presentation delivered by João Paixão from the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, talking about calculation proofs in relational graphical linear algebra. So João, once again, congratulations. Concerning the ETMF, the best ETMF presentation, we followed the same criteria, so number of votes, no members of the organization delivering the talks, and if we had ties, they should be broken randomly. And surprise, we have a tie here. Based on the votes, we had 2 presentations selected as the best ETMF presentations. So an introduction to theorem proving by Leopoldo Teixeira and applications on formal methods in industry. So first of all, congratulations to both of you. I need to say that all talks in ETMF were excellent. This is just, it just reflects the feeling of the audience, but all of them were really great. And if we get into the numbers, we had a lot of ties in the 2nd and 3rd position. So all presentations got a number of votes very close. So we need to break this tie. I will stop my screen sharing to share another screen. Just a second. Yep, so let me share it now. Just a second. Yep, now it goes. Can you see my browser? Yep. So if you doesn't know, Google has a random number generator. So if I just click this button, it's going to generate a random number between this range. So what I'm going to do now, let me get the number different from 1 and 2. I will set the maximum number to 2, and I'm going to click on generate. If the outcome is 1, the winner is the first listed presentation. So let me just double check Leopoldo. And if the number is 2, the winner of the book is going to be Sergio. So 1, 2, 3, and go. Okay, so Leopoldo is going to get the book, but the award is for both of you. So thank you very much for your talks. Actually, thank you very much all presentations delivered at ETMF.
If I may say a word about ETMF
Yes,
at this point. So I have to say, I really like ETMF, and I have participated myself now for the 3rd time in various roles, and I always encourage my PhD students. We have this cooperation project with Brazil, so we attended, and I really like this high-level introduction to these topics of formal methods that you give there. And I'm pretty sure that it has a good effect on young researchers that might be looking into potential researchers that might be looking into entering in this area, or also for people that are in one particular area to get a little bit of an overview for of the other topics. And the presentations are all and tutorials are always very informative, and it saves me a lot of trouble finding out about those things myself if I can just for example, attend your lecture.
Okay, so let's move on. Just to double check, are you seeing the presentation now again? Yeah, okay. So finally, the last award that we're going to give is related to the most engaged attendee. Well, it was a way of trying to stimulate fruitful interactions. I'm sure that we would have had many fruitful interactions even without the award. The award is just to recognize uh, these. So our selection criteria were the following. First, we measure attendance. So each attended session uh, gave 1 point to the attendee. We have some exceptions. The warm-up sessions, the meeting of the Brazilian Commission on Formal Methods, and the opening and closing sessions are not being considered here. So all of the sessions were considered. And what we mean by interactions, we were monitoring questions made on Slack channels, made on Zoom chat, made on Zoom question answers, questions asked during the talks. So we were keeping track of everything, and this also gave 1 point for each interaction. Not, sorry, 1 point, but with some conditions. Uh, Regarding technical sessions, the maximum point that a person could get was 1. So if one person was eventually asked 2 questions for the same paper, for that paper, he or she would get just 1 point. Regarding the other sessions, so keynote speeches, lectures, and tutorials, the maximum that someone could get was 1 point for the whole session. Again, we are here not considering members of the organization team. And if we have ties, as similarly to the previous award, the ties should be broken randomly. So the third most engaged attendees were the following. So with 12 points, we had Gabriela Brito, Lucas Lima, Ole Absdal, Rodrigo Cruz, and Vitória Mendes. In second place, we have with 13 points, Leopoldo Teixeira, Rohit Gay, and Yvonne Murray. So thank you in name of these people. Thank you to all attendees for being part of SBMF 2020. And as Rodrigo said in the beginning, you are the main reason for making this event a nice place to be, at least virtually, this week. And in first position, fortunately, we had no ties in this category. So the most engaged attendee based on this criteria was Patricia Machado, who gets 14 points considering these criteria. So thank you, all of you, for attending SBMF 2020. Okay, and now we have some final announcements. So probably next week after the conference, we are going to send you some mails to get your physical addresses. So all authors should receive a hard copy of the proceedings. So we will need a physical address to ship the proceedings to you. Other attendees that had also requested a copy of the proceedings, we are also going to ask your physical address. And the recipients of the awards should also provide us with a physical address such that we can ship the books to you. Okay, so pay attention to your email. We are going to contact you. The digital certificates for all attendees, presentations, awards, and everything will be sent after the event. So Rodrigo is going to handle these in the following week, probably. And Volker, do you like to say something about the special issue?
Yes, I can do that. So it is traditional that SBMF has a journal edition for extended versions of the papers. Also this year, so in contrast to last year where there was only a journal, this year it was LNCS proceedings, and we want to pick up the tradition, or it was decided to pick up the tradition of having the special issue afterwards again. All of the authors here at SBMF will be invited to submit to a special issue in Science of Computer Programming, SCP. The submission deadline, Christmas is coming, should leave all of you enough time to thoroughly extend your papers. If I look at your baseline stretch in your papers, I know that you have enough content to extend the submission to the required length for a journal. However, this invitation to the journal is not an automatism. Yeah? So the contributions will be reviewed again, and not necessarily from the same reviewers, right? So we will apply the general reviewing rules of the journal also here. And then hopefully, if all goes well, I think in general, journal publication in computer science is speeding a little bit up, fortunately. So we are confident that the acceptance and hence the publication date would still be within next year. So we hope to see your submissions in the submission system sometime early next year.
Thank you, Volker. We are going to send you an email, also again, probably next week, with further instructions regarding the special issue. We still have some final announcements. I would just like to warn you that after all announcements, we are going to promote all of you to panelists, and we would like to take the official photo, screenshot of the event. So we are going to promote you, and those that are comfortable, we would like you to open your camera such that we can have a nice screenshot. Personally, I would like to thank Volker. It was a pleasure. It was very nice to work with you throughout this year. And we'll still continue working on the special issue next year. So thank you very much for answering all my emails. I have sent Volker a quite huge number of mails. I would also like to thank Rodrigo Ribeiro for making this virtual event possible. Tiago Massoni from the Special Committee on Formal Methods. And finally, to all of you, to all attendees, to all volunteers that made possible this event. So thank you very much indeed. And now, the final announcement is related to the SBMF of next year. So Tiago, do you want to say something, please?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I wanna first thank you, Gustavo, Volker, for the great work with the program committee, and thanks Rodrigo again for coordinating and and having established and defined and all the conditions for having us in the event this year. I think it was great. It was very important for us uh, to hold the conference, even though we're going through all of this. So it's really great. I think everybody enjoyed and benefited from what was presented and discussed. And we would like to announce that we're going virtual again next year. So the next SBMF is going to be in the cloud. Okay, I would I would probably be showing you the tourist attractions of my city, Campina Grande, and unfortunately not the beaches, but some other kinds of touristic attractions. But this is not going to happen again in with the physical venue, but we're going to have a virtual event as well. It's going to take place between 6 and 10 uh, 10th December next year, 2021. So this is we don't have much detail to give it to you yet, but we'll try to announce the website and call for papers as soon as possible early next year. So we'll do our best to give all the information you need for submitting papers and having all the participation of you again, and maybe more people as we're going to. We hope that we have even more people participating. Uh, First, because it's virtually, uh, we have to say it's easier for having people participating, and for gathering a good research program and nice keynotes and all of the things that we have done this year, and maybe more things that we're thinking about. So I hope to see you register at the next year's conference. Hope to see you there participating again, and spread the word if you want to, if you would like to see more of your colleagues and people you know that would be interested in participating at the SBMF again. Please tell them it was great this year. So we'll have a good marketing for next year. I'll be the general coordinator, general chair of the event. So I hope I will repeat the great work that Rodrigo has done this year. So we're again having a great venue for discussion and research uh, on formal methods. Thank you again, and see you there.
Now, everyone that is comfortable in open your camera, please, in order to take a picture for the event.
We're not allowed to open.
Looks like this needs.
Sorry, I need to upgrade the permissions of you all. Just a second, please.
I see some faces showing up. Some people worrying if they are dressed up for the occasion. Fortunately, I don't have to worry about my haircut there. We have some unregistered guests that snuck into the conference, it seems.
Good.
I think that, well, all of you can take screenshots for sure. Rodrigo, I think he was our official screenshotter. So
He's still doing the permission thing.
yeah, yes.
So I think I have to say this webinar mode for Zoom is great if you have a bigger meeting, but I think here this is not too large number of well-behaved attendees.
Everyone is able to open the camera, please. If not, let me know.
I think that only Victoria seems to, yes, that's working. So, right. Say cheese.
Okay, let's take some screenshots. Okay, I have taken some nice pictures. Oh, new face showed up. Let's take another one. Okay.
Okay, so do we have any other announcements?
No?
No? Okay, so I think that Rodrigo is with you now.
So we are finishing up. I would like to thank you all for participating in SBMF and at TMF 2020. It was a great event. It was a pleasure to see some nice talks and works in this conference. It's sadly that we could not meet in person in Ouro Preto. So after this pandemic thing pass, I hope to see you all in next editions of SBMF. See you there.
Thank you. See you next year.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.